Long ago, in a small village nestled between the rolling hills of West Africa, there lived a wealthy farmer named Kobina. He was a kind and hardworking man, recently remarried to a woman named Ajoa after the passing of his first wife. Ajoa was beautiful, but behind her charming smile lay a heart filled with greed and envy. Kobina had a daughter, Afia, from his first marriage. Afia was young, radiant, and beloved by the villagers for her kindness. She was deeply in love with Kojo, a strong and ambitious young man who had sworn to marry her once he had built a home of his own. Their love was pure, and the elders of the village often spoke of their bond as one blessed by the gods. However, Ajoa was jealous of Afia's youth and happiness. Though she had married Kobina for his wealth, she secretly resented the fact that Afia would one day inherit much of her father's fortune. One evening, as Ajoa watched Afia and Kojo laughing together near the village river, a wicked thought took root in her heart. She desired Kojo for herself. Ajoa began setting traps to ruin Afia's love. She would send Afia on long errands deep into the forest, ensuring she was away for hours. Meanwhile, she found excuses to invite Kojo to the house under the pretense of discussing Afia's future. At first, Kojo remained respectful, speaking only of his love for Afia. But Ajoa, being older and cunning, used her charms to bewitch him. She cooked him meals laced with mysterious herbs, sang him songs with words of temptation, and slowly wove a spell around his heart. One fateful night, as the village prepared for the yam festival, Ajoa called Kojo to her chambers. Afia is still a child, she whispered. She does not know how to love a man. But I can give you all that she cannot. Kojo, though hesitant, had been ensnared by Ajoa's tricks. That night, he betrayed Afia, and from that moment on, he and Ajoa carried on their forbidden affair in secret. The revelation and the curse. The spirits of the land, who watched over love and loyalty, were displeased. They sent a sign, a great storm that tore through the village, uprooting trees and destroying homes. The elders gathered and declared that such a disaster meant the gods were angered. Meanwhile, Afia, who had long suspected that something was amiss, followed her stepmother one evening and witnessed the betrayal with her own eyes. Heartbroken and filled with sorrow, she ran to the village square, wailing in grief. The villagers gathered, and when Afia revealed the wickedness of her stepmother and Kojo, there was outrage. Ajoa tried to deny it, but the gods had seen everything. That very moment, the village priestess, an old woman with white painted eyes, stepped forward. "You have defiled love," the priestess said, pointing at Ajoa and Kojo. "The spirits do not forgive such treachery. For your betrayal, you shall be cursed." She raised her staff, and a gust of wind blew through the square. "Kojo, your heart shall turn to stone. No love shall ever bring you joy again." Kojo gasped, clutching his chest as he felt a heaviness overcome him. His heart grew cold, and he found himself unable to love anyone, forever burdened by regret. "And you, Ajoa," the priestess continued, her voice echoing like thunder. "Your beauty, which you use for wickedness, shall fade, and your soul shall wander the earth alone until the end of time." At once, Ajoa's skin began to wrinkle, her hair turned as grey as ash, and her once beautiful face twisted into a hideous form. Screaming in terror, she fled the village, never to be seen again. The lesson: Afia, though heartbroken, was comforted by the love of her people. Over time, she healed, and the gods rewarded her purity of heart. She later married a wise and kind man who cherished her for the rest of her days. The villagers told Ajoa's tale for generations, warning that those who betray love for selfish desires will never find peace. And to this day, it is said that on stormy nights, a wailing voice can be heard in the winds, the spirit of Ajoa, doomed to roam the earth forever, cursed by her own wickedness. Moral of the story: love built on betrayal never lasts, and the spirits of the land always see the truth.